The film starts with Neru, a youthful Comanche lady, awakening and setting herself up for the day. Sometime in September 1719 in the incomparable fields, she assembles plants and spices, joined by her canine, Sarai. She likewise works on tossing tomahawks, seeking to be a tracker. At some point, while seeing a deer, she endeavors to chase it down, however flops as both she and the deer are diverted by clearly thunderings at the sky, which she accepts at least for now that is a thunderbird. It is really a hunter spaceship, however she doesn't have any acquaintance with it yet. Neru then, at that point, joins her more established sibling Tabe to chase birds that he gladly tells her his experience of Katamia, a chase done by a Comanche clan part to show what him can do. She assumes she is prepared for her Katamia, however Tabe questions it. Back home, Neru's mom praises her on being a seasoned veteran of everything with the exception of hunting, despite the fact that she tries to be a tracker. Neru tells her she needs to demonstrate every other person off base, that she can be a tracker as well. She then sees her mom making a blend for the conflict boss Harmed Knee and asks her for what good reason she missed a significant fixing called Orange Tatsia, to which her mom answers by training her to gather some. Subsequent to gathering the Orange Tatsia, Neru hears an uproar, saying that Puhi, a clan part, was absent. Subsequent to experiencing a cougar, an inquiry party is entrusted with tracking down him. Needing to show what her can do, Neru brings Sarai along and stalks the inquiry party. In spite of the fact that others question her, Tabe protects her by saying she can assist with treating Puhi assuming they find Puhi alive, as she is prepared to know medications and is likewise a decent tracker. Meanwhile, the hunter, the outsider species, shows up at the Comanche domain and chases a snake to eat in its undetectable mode. Dissimilar to different creatures, it severely skins the snake. The pursuit party finds Puhi injured yet at the same time relaxing. Neru treats his injuries and gives him Orange Tatsia to diminish his body heat, hence limiting the dying. They quickly return to home base, yet Tabe chooses to continue to chase the cougar. Neru thinks it is bizarre for a cougar to be far out of its lair, expecting there is something undeniably more risky frightening the cougar, subsequently stressing for Tabe. In any case, Tabe guarantees her that he will be okay. Returning, Neru finds the hunter's track, which is gigantic contrasted with different creatures she used to find in the forest. Leftovers of the skinned snake were unloaded not a long way from it. She questions what sort of animal is so gigantic and skins a snake like that, making her concern something else for Tabe, and chooses to pursue him. A youthful Comanche man. Haka goes with her. They arrive at Tabe sitting tight for the cougar. Neru proposes giving the cougar lure on the tree. Then, at that point, they hold on until the cougar makes an appearance to kill it. Tabe is persuaded that it is the ideal opportunity for Neru's Katamia. They then, at that point, get into position. Haka derides Neru for not having the option to chase, misjudging her capacity to kill a cougar. Then he is shocked by the cougar and tumbles off the tree limb. After a speedy experience with the cougar, now likewise tumbles off the tree, yet she sees a flash past the trees before she falls oblivious. Neru awakens in her home. Her mom makes sense of that Tabe conveyed her home and returned to wrap up hunting the cougar. Neru panics, realizing there is something undeniably more risky out there, however Tabe shows up with the cut-off cougar's head. The effective chase acquires him the title of the conflict boss. Neru stands up to him uncomfortable in light of the fact that the baffling thing is still out there, despite the fact that he crushed the cougar, not set in stone to find it even without his authorization. The following day, Neru goes hunting. She finds a tree limb set apart with the shining green blood of the hunter and its track. She rehearses her hunting abilities and chases hares. In the meantime, the hunter chases a wolf, skins it and takes its skull. Neru proceeds with her excursion and finds a crowd of dead and cleaned bison. The hunter, stowing away not a long way from them in a cavern, hears Sarai eyes, bark and follows. Neru's tracks across the stream. Sarai disappears while Neru is searching for it. She is caught in a mud-filled lowland pit, however makes do with her hatchet-tossing expertise, joining her hooked hatchet to a tree trunk and hauling her body out of the mud. She washes herself and her hardware in the stream when she detects a mountain bear and finds Sarai returning to her. The breeze heads in a different path, making the bear smell her presence. It moves toward her, and to add things more regrettable, her bowstring breaks similarly as she is going for the gold. Sarai occupies the bear, permitting Neru to fix her bowstring. She neglects to stir things up around town and races to a close-by pile of wood. The bear abruptly quits pursuing her, detecting the hunter behind it. Neru watches with sickening dread as the undetectable hunter effectively overcomes the bear and breaks it in two. She circumvents, swimming downstream until she is found by a hunt party drove by Wazape sent by Tabe to search for her. They don't really accept that Neru's account of the hunter, thinking it is equivalent to the beast and youth stories. Neru endeavors to complete her chase. However, Ape and different men attach her wrists and afterward endeavor to convey her home. While the party takes a rest to drink, the hunter gets up to speed to them. It rapidly annihilates the entire pursuit party with the exception of Neru, who cunningly tracks down ways of getting away. Be that as it may, her foot is caught in a bear trap. However, the hunter leaves her French catchers, track down her and kidnap her. She discovers that they are liable for killing the buffalo. Their interpreter, Raphael, questions her about the hunter since she has experienced it. He beseeches her to assist them with overcoming the hunter together, yet she won't talk. The catchers then uncover to her that they have likewise gotten Tabe, draining him to compel Neru to talk. They then use Tabe and Neru attached to a tree, as trap to the hunter so they can chase it. Tabe admits that before she falls oblivious, Neru has debilitated the cougar, empowering him to complete it. He concedes that there are things he didn't see that Neru takes note. Neru makes sense of that the hunter let her live on the grounds that it didn't see her as a danger. She is additionally sure that the catcher's aim of involving them as trap wouldn't work for the hunter. Her words are validated. The hunter utilizes its battling abilities and high-level weapons to demolish the Frenchman, while Neru and Tabe free themselves. Neru is uncertain whether the hunter can be killed, yet Tabe persuades her that assuming it drains, it tends to be killed. They head out in different directions. Neru back to the French camp to free Sarai and recover her weapons, while Tabe gets one of the break Frenchman's ponies. At the French camp, Neru routs the excess catchers and frees Sarai when she sees Raphael missing one of his appendages, beseeching her to treat his injuries in return for data on the most proficient method to utilize his gun. Neru gives him the orange Tatsia, as she keeps in her pockets, making him shudder. She then detects the hunter close by and rushes to stow away while Raphael pretends to be dead. Neru is stunned when she notices the hunter not promptly going after Raphael, as though he is undetectable to it solely after it steps on Raphael's leg and he shouts that it sees him and kills him. She finds that consuming the orange Tatsia bringing down internal heat level will make an individual undetectable to the hunter. Sarai comes yapping, and not long before the hunter is going to go after it, Tabe shows up riding a horse, piercing the hunter. At a certain point, the hunter's cover tumbles off, disturbing its shot point. After an extraordinary fight, Tabe acknowledges they are losing against it and permits Neru to get away. While he is speared from the back by the hunter, one of the clan individuals conveys Tabe's weapons to his mom. It is dead to illuminate her that he. Neru loads Raphael's firearm by the waterway and notification an enduring Frenchman washing close by. Rather than shooting him, she thumps him oblivious, cuts off one of his legs and draws him to utilize a dumped firearm. While the Frenchman curses at her and is getting ready to shoot her, she nibbles the orange Tatsia as she detects the hunter close by. Her arrangement functions as the hunter strolls past her and straightforwardly goes after the Frenchman. She thumps on the hunter's cover and takes it, then escapes. Neru ambushes the hunter by reeling herself towards it from the highest point of a tree. She doesn't attempt to kill it, as she most likely is aware its solidarity is a lot more prominent than her all things considered. She traps him inside a mud-filled lowland pit where she was caught before, then, at that point, positions herself before tree limbs to make the hunter point its shots at her. Unbeknownst to it, she previously positioned cover in a position will make the shot blow past its head, really killing it. She shouts at her triumph and takes the hunter's head and Raphael's gun back to her clan. Neru is invited by her clan with cheer and bliss. She illuminates the main that they need to move to more secure ground as there are dangers close by. As Tabe is expired, she has made the new conflict boss eventually. Credits 3 hunter spaceships show up at the Comanche grounds.